be our final farewell. I know it wasn't. Everybody put your pointer up here. Let's do our objectives together. We're going to read them out loud. Get it? I can evaluate art. I can make a claim about my evaluation. And I can support my claim with evidence. I hope standard of our Utah Visual Arts, and we're looking at critiquing and evaluating.
Artists enriched Western society with their works of astonishing beauty. The Night Watch, The Thinker, the Rocky Mountains. Master after master, from Leonardo to Rembrandt to Bierstadt, produced works that inspired, uplifted, and deepened us. And they did this by demanding of themselves the highest standards of excellence, improving upon the work of each previous generation of masters, and continuing to aspire to the highest quality attainable. But something happened on the way to the 20th century. The profound, the inspiring, and the beautiful were replaced by the new, the different, and the ugly. Today, the silly, the pointless, and the purely offensive are held up as the best of modern art. Michelangelo carved his David out of a rock. The Los Angeles County Museum of Art just offers us a rock. A rock. All 340 tons of it. That's how far standards have fallen.
Thinking, what makes art art? And how do you evaluate art? Good art is based on superior execution of the elements and principles. Grab your pointer. Is this true, false, or do you think it lies somewhere in the middle? It's hard to say. It might be true. The guy in the video definitely thinks this is true. He would have his pointer in the truth, for sure. Is this good art, guys? Put your pointer, evaluate this piece of artwork. Is this good art? I'm glad that you can tell me that it's good art. Why? That's what's important. Anybody can put their pointer on the board, right? But can you make a claim that's supported by evidence? Type it in. What's your evidence? How do you know this is good art? A stroke? Yes. Perfect. Is this good art? Oh my gosh! You guys are so judgmental. You don't know what this person went through to make this piece of work here. So here's where we could make a claim. The Mona Lisa by Da Vinci is or is not good art because it demonstrates superior execution of the elements. What elements? Let's see, line, shape, form. I would say form and value, yes, and it illustrates the principles of perfect proportion. Oh, right? So you can go ahead and plug these things in and make an awesome claim. Now, for those of you who said this wasn't a work of art, the Lego Mona Lisa is not good art because why? You could also say that good art is based on the significance of the artwork within its historical context. So here we're contextualizing. So for me, that might mean something like, you know, if there isn't any meaning associated with something, to me, it's not art. I don't believe in art for art's sake. I like something to have some depth to it. I really like that. I like to be able to look at a piece of art and read about it and learn about history through art. Is this good art? This is Napoleon riding through the Alps. Okay, and I'm going to get, what if I put my pointer over here? Am I going to persuade any of you guys to join me over here in the false area? Just by putting my pointer over there, will you follow me blindly? Are you going to follow me blindly over there to false? I haven't even given my claim. I haven't even backed it up with any evidence. All I did was stick my pointer over there. Don't be easy, guys. Don't be easy. Don't follow me over there just because I'm the teacher. You need to demand evidence. Okay? Demand some evidence. Even though somebody might look like they have a lot of power, that doesn't necessarily mean that they actually have the evidence to support their beliefs, right? Is this good art? Oh, look at all of these people saying no. And is that because what are you basing this on? Is it based on your personal opinion of the subject matter? Based on the elements of art and principles of design? And I'd love to see your comments in here, because anybody can put a pointer up there on the board, but can you back it up with some evidence? Okay, you could all create an argument. Do you agree or disagree with that? Is the artist's intended message important? For me, it's super important. Is this good art? Whoa. Is this good art? Remember, we're thinking about the artist's message. So what do you think the artist's message is with this artwork? Graffiti. Wait a minute. It's graffiti. Can graffiti be art? Right? Based on what we've talked about. You're an important piece of whether something is good or not, right? It's so true. So educating ourselves is so important. It's our job to get the background information. It's our job to look beyond the surface of something and find out, is there something more going on here than what I'm seeing? Right here is it's an ancient pot. This is from an ancient civilization. This pot is thousands of years old. Thousands of years old. What did the artist do to it? Painted Coca-Cola on it. Does that seem like the appropriate thing to do to something that was 1,000 years old? Look at, as you start to learn about it, you start to change your opinion, don't you? It looks cool, but does that mean it's art? These are life jackets.
In 1995, Chinese artist Ai Weiwei photographed himself as he picked up a 2,000-year-old urn and let it smash to the ground. If we're appalled when cultural heritage is destroyed in the name of God and state, how can we possibly defend Ai's action? How can we buy a ticket to see photos of it in a museum? How can those photos sell for over $1 million? How can this man be one of the most renowned artists of our time? This is the case for Ai Weiwei. Well-versed in antiques, he knew the value of historic objects and the symbolic power of manipulating them. Chinese antiquities became Ai's raw material for a new kind of ready-made, dynamically synthesizing the clash between reverence for the past and the irrepressible drive toward the future. For modernization is a mixed bag. With change, there is loss. History is erased. How can we condemn an artist for destroying cultural heritage when his government has razed neighborhoods and entire cities to build new roads, buildings, giant dams, and Olympic stadiums, flower seeds? He's embraced the handmade within an economy whose incredible growth has been fueled by automation and mass production. He has synthesized traditionally Chinese materials to think about the part in relationship to the whole, the self in relationship to the collective. If a nation cannot face its past, he has said, it has no future. And Ai is equally concerned with the present. In 2008, when the Sichuan earthquake struck, he visited the region in the immediate aftermath and assembled volunteers to gather the names of the dead, addressing attempts by authorities to cover up the disproportionate number of school children who died because of poorly built schools. He amassed tons of twisted rebar from the wreckage, painstakingly straightened it, and assembled it into spare elegiac. As someone who desperately wants the cherished beliefs and institutions of China's past to be remembered and resuscitated. And in that sense, as radicals go, he's brilliantly conservative. His work is deeply rooted in history and tradition. It is steeped in remembering, valuing, preserving. He stands defiantly opposed to a culture that wants to move on with little regard for the past. He is resistance to forgetting, to silence. His work asks us to consider what we value, why we value it, and what we are accountable for destroying, preserving, or transforming. He asks fundamental questions about our human rights and responsibilities. Liberty, he says, is about our rights to question everything.
This video changed your perceptions of the previous images that you evaluated. Before, there was some question. You weren't exactly sure whether or not you believed that these pieces were art. At this point in time, would you overall say that, yes, this is art? Give a green check if you think that this is art. Give me a red X if you're like, nah, not buying it. You're entitled to your opinion, and this is a safe place where you can express it. But for those of you who say, yes, this is art, I hope that you can write a claim and provide evidence to support why you believe that this is art. Ai Weiwei's work is art because of his superior execution of the elements and principles of art. He creates work within a powerful historical context. He conveys powerful messages with his work. He challenges the viewer to search beyond the surface for a deeper meaning. And that's what art does. That's what each of you has the potential. It's all inside of you to do that as well. And that's what I want for all of you. I want you all to be artists in this sense. So let's see where you're at. Let's check the first objective. Can you evaluate art?